Do you love games that make you yell at the screen, sweat like you're at the gym, and celebrate like you've won the lottery when you beat a boss? Then Wuchang, Fallen Feathers is your kind of poison. This new Souls-like, developed by Chinese studio Linzi and published by 505 Games, launched on July 24, 2025, for PS5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC, and it's generating a lot of buzz. Set in the dark and mystical Ming Dynasty, this action RPG promises frenetic combat, a world full of secrets, and a mute heroine who dishes out sword slashes like there's no tomorrow. But is it as good as it looks? Or just another attempt to ride from Software's coattails? If you've ever dreamed of exploring a world where Chinese mythology blends with a nightmarish atmosphere, Wuchang, Fallen Feathers is your ticket. The game takes us to the kingdom of Shu during the decline of the Ming Dynasty, a time marked by conflict, betrayal, and a mysterious disease called the Winged Plague. This plague doesn't just turn people into grotesque monsters, it also affects our protagonist, Wuchang, an amnesiac ex-pirate carrying the weight of an unknown past and an uncertain future. The setting is, without a doubt, one of the game's strongest points. The environments are a visual spectacle, especially outdoors, where forests, ruined temples, and ravaged villages are packed with details that make you want to stop and admire, if only enemies wouldn't pop up to send you to the afterlife. Thanks to Unreal Engine 5, the graphics shine with detailed textures, eerie lighting effects, and a design that blends the historical with the supernatural. The interiors, full of blood, guts, and darkness, hold their own, though they can feel a bit repetitive at times. A small flaw? Some indoor areas seem like they came from a generic dungeon generator, but overall, the world of Shu is a character in its own right. The lore, like any good Souls-like, isn't spoon-fed to you. The narrative is cryptic, told through item descriptions, vague NPC dialogue, and environmental clues. This can be a delight for genre fans who love piecing together the puzzle, but if you want a clear, straightforward story, prepare to scratch your head. The main plot, revolving around the Winged Plague and Wuchang's past, is intriguing and offers multiple endings based on your choices and completed side quests. However, side quests sometimes lack narrative weight, and it can be frustrating to repeat dialogue to figure out where the heck you're supposed to go. If you've played a Souls-like, you know what's coming: high difficulty, precision-based combat, and a world that shows no mercy. Wuchang, Fallen Feathers doesn't reinvent the wheel but adds enough twists to feel fresh. The protagonist, Wuchang, is an agile warrior who moves with grace, though don't expect a jump button. Yes, I know, we all screamed, "Why not?" when we found out. The lack of a dedicated jump can be a downside for some, but the game makes up for it with a dodge system that's pure love. Combat is the heart of Wuchang, and Linzi nailed it here. Dodging is the star of the show. Time it perfectly, and you gain a charge of celestial power, a resource that boosts special attacks, spells, or stronger strikes. The window for perfect dodges is generous but not a giveaway, making chaining them as satisfying as a perfectly brewed morning coffee. The madness system adds an interesting twist. As you build madness, your attacks grow stronger, but you also take more damage. It's like playing with fire. You feel powerful, but one mistake and you're a plucked chicken. And yes, Wuchang's eyes glow redder the madder she gets, a slick aesthetic touch. Weapons are another highlight. You've got long-range options, long swords, spears, axes, for those who like to plan their strikes, and short-range ones, daggers, standard swords, for the impatient. Each weapon has its own rhythm and combos, letting you tailor your playstyle. Want to be a dagger-wielding whirlwind? Go for it. Prefer crushing skulls with a slow, devastating axe? You can do that too. The Red Mercury enchantment system lets you upgrade weapons and abilities, adding a welcome strategic layer. That said, it's not perfect. Hit detection can be spotty, and some enemies get stuck in animations which can break immersion. Parrying, while not tied to a dedicated button, is available as a weapon skill for most options, except weird stuff like guns. The parry window is tight, making it a challenge for the brave. If parrying isn't your thing, dodging will be your best friend. But let's be real, sometimes the game feels like it's punishing you for not having ninja-level reflexes. Unlike other Souls-likes where you spend hours debating whether to pump points into strength or dexterity, Wuchang simplifies leveling. Each level grants a skill point to invest in a skill tree with branches for each weapon type. These branches not only boost stats but also unlock new attacks and abilities, making every build feel unique. The best part? You can reset your progress without penalty, letting you experiment freely. It's a godsend for those of us who switch builds every time we find a cool new weapon. Boss fights are a spectacle. Each one pushes you to your limits with patterns that demand reflexes, strategy, and a bit of luck. Some are visually stunning, like the feathered boss who feels straight out of a feverish Chinese dream. However, the regular enemy roster is a bit disappointing. There's not much variety, and many are reused, making mid-level sections feel monotonous. Thankfully, the bosses more than make up for it. Level design is another strength of Wuchang. The maps are brilliantly interconnected, with shortcuts, ladders, and doors that make you say, "Whoa, I'm back here again." Exploring is addictive, especially if you're the type to scour every corner for chests with weapons, armor, or consumables. That said, here's a critique. While the environments are large and detailed, they lack the jaw-dropping surprises of top-tier Souls-likes. You won't find secret areas as mind-blowing as those in Dark Souls or Elden Ring. The design can feel predictable at times, which takes away some of the exploration's magic. Graphically, Wuchang is a visual treat thanks to Unreal Engine 5. The outdoor areas are a spectacle, with lush vegetation and lighting effects that make you want to take screenshots every 2 minutes. On Xbox Series X, where I played it, balanced mode is the way to go. Quality mode has FPS drops during intense fights, and performance mode sacrifices too much detail. On PS5, some players have reported performance issues like crashes or late loading textures, which can be annoying. The sound design is another standout. Combat effects are punchy, with sword swings that feel like chopping wood. The music knows when to stay quiet for immersion and when to ramp up to fray your nerves during a boss fight. Chinese voice acting adds authenticity, and the Spanish localization is solid, though some dialogue could use a bit more polish. Wuchang, Fallen Feathers isn't the next Elden Ring, nor does it try to be. It's a solid Souls-like with its own identity, thanks to its Chinese setting and mechanics like celestial dodging and the madness system. The combat is intense, the graphics are a delight when they work, and the customization gives you freedom to play your way. However, a limited bestiary, technical hiccups, and exploration that doesn't quite dazzle keep it from reaching the genre's peaks. If you're a Souls-like fan, this game will give you hours of fun and frustration, of course. If you're new to the genre, the difficulty might overwhelm you, but the satisfaction of overcoming obstacles is worth it. At $49.99, or free with Game Pass, it's an attractive option for challenge lovers. My advice, give it a shot, but keep a pillow nearby to toss when you die for the 10th time to the same boss. Wuchang, Fallen Feathers is like that new restaurant in the neighborhood. Not perfect, but its unique flavor makes you want to come back. Lin Z debuts with a bold proposal that blends the essence of Souls-likes with a Chinese twist that feels fresh and authentic. It doesn't reach from software's heights but holds its own in a crowded genre. So grab your sword, sharpen your reflexes, and get ready to dodge, die, and above all enjoy. See you in Shu, brave one.